Good morning, esteemed faculty, families, and friends. It is with great pride to celebrate such a remarkable group of young people. Please rise and join me in welcoming Skyview Academy's graduating class of 2024.
Good morning, students, staff, families, and friends. Each one of you has contributed to the successes and achievements of these students, and we thank you for joining us on this special day to celebrate the Skyview Academy Class of 2024. We are so glad that we can all be gathered here this morning to commemorate this milestone for these 61 seniors. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
Oh, no mic. I'm loud enough, but not that loud. Okay. I want to first acknowledge one of our faculty members who is a lifelong learner, earned her Master's of Arts in Theater and Directing, Miss Stephanie Vituli, who missed her graduation to be here for her sons. Can you please stand up? Thank you. Okay. I'm doing good. Let's go. Éxito. It is a word I have heard from my dad my entire life. My father used it in his job and with his family. To this day, when I get an email from my dad, the signature states, Éxito, Iván Negron. Éxito means success in Spanish. He has used it as a desire or a hope for success in others. What is success? Success is the accomplishment of an aim or a goal, a desired outcome, something that achieves positive results. The successes achieved by the class of 2024 are many and impressive. Academically, a third of the class are members of the National Honor Society. We have Science Fair winners, National History Day winners, AP scholars, and a record number of students with cords. This class is beyond impressive. However, there are other successes that we sometimes need to be made aware of or acknowledged. Winston Churchill defined success as going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Success is earning a C on a test you put effort into and study for. Success is also knowing you can no longer be late or miss any days of school and making sure that does not happen for the remainder of the year. Success is taking a class that you know will be challenging, but you take it because it's one of the hardest classes offered at SVA. Success is learning about what you're passionate about during your capstone project. It is also learning that you're not interested in planning fancy weddings. Success is also completing your online class this week. Please learn from that and don't do it again. Success is walking across this stage. Let me repeat that. Success is walking across this stage. Outside of the classroom, you have also experienced many successes. Making all-state choir or band, main stage at THESCON, Douglas County Art Show, nationally ranked fencing champion, or your SVA team making it to the quarter or semifinals. Success is also trying out for a sport, auditioning for a role for the first time, picking up an instrument or paintbrush for the first time, and starting a club that interests you and your peers. Swifties, Right Way, FCA. Success is also going to the games, art shows, concerts, and theater productions to support your friends and your community. You have also succeeded in developing your character, it's okay, and becoming lifelong learners. Success is becoming an Eagle Scout, making mistakes and taking an ownership and sending an email to the head of schools by midnight. Having difficult conversations with your peers, having difficult conversations with teachers, advocating for yourself and advocating for others. Success is showing perseverance and grit and continuing to play a sport when you win one game in a season. Class of 2024, you have all experienced many successes to get here today. I've seen your highs, but I've also seen your lows. I have seen you work hard, bounce back, and figure things out on your own. I have seen you learn from the mistakes, take ownership for them, and use them to make you stronger. I have seen you grow into young adults ready to take the world. I have full confidence in all of you. This class is truly remarkable. The academic accomplishments of this group are extraordinary. But beyond academics, this class is full of awesome human beings. Your laughter, creativity, teamwork, and friendship are rich. Parents, you should be so proud of the wonderful children you have raised. I know I am. I haven't read that line for like 3 days because I knew it would get me. SVA class of 2024. Use the tools you have learned in classes. Continue to be involved in your community. Continue to show great character and be known for that character and your leadership skills. Continue to be a lifelong learner. You've had many successes and will continue to have many more. I hope you follow your passions, do what you love, and take time to enjoy life. Skyview Academy class of 2024, I wish you success in all your endeavors. Éxito. Better than I expected. I don't know what the over-under was and how long I would last, but I think we did okay. Okay, next. We have recognition of the legacy class. When I call your name, please come up. Jackson Alm. Declan Casey. Ty Coberly. Kyle Kosar. Lucas Gregory. Garrett Hincher. Logan McGrath. Matthew Murphy. Addison Ruddy. And Carter Schmidt. This group has been together since kindergarten, except for Declan and Addison, who started in preschool. I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.
stay with you. We'll make it to the other side, like lovers do. I'll reach for you, I'll wait for you, 'cause I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when I'm down to my last breath, even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not me. Even when nobody else is, I'm not going down that easily. So don't give up on me. And I will hold on to you, no matter what this world will throw. It won't shake me loose. I'll reach out and pray for you. I'll wait for you, 'cause I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when I'm down to my last breath, even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not me. Even when nobody else cares, I'm not going down that easily. So don't give up on me. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah. I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.
All right. It is my pleasure and honor to present the Declaration of Salutatorian and Valedictorian. Both of these students have accomplished many admirable achievements and, more importantly, are outstanding human beings. Their character, leadership, and commitment to the community are truly remarkable. It gives me great pleasure to declare Lev Ermakov our salutatorian of the class of 2024. Well, okay. Here are some of the highlights of the outstanding achievements of Lev. All A's with an unweighted 4.0 GPA. Awards of excellence in math, English, history, and science. Awards of commitment in history, English, and math. National Honor Society, serving as vice president his senior year. 11 AP classes and 7 honor classes. AP Scholar with distinction, earning all 4s and 5s. Published paper on the SARS coronavirus. In fencing, he has 23 podium finishes, 6 were gold, placed 3rd in the North American Cup twice, and 7th at the World Cup event. I don't think he remembers this, but I actually saw him fence while he was in middle school. Mr. Copeland, I can. You remember? You do? Okay. And as part of his community service, he created a program that taught fencing to neurodiverse individuals. Lev's academic achievements, character, leadership, and service are exceptional. It is difficult to imagine what he does to balance his achievements in academics, athletics, community service, all while being a teenager in high school. Lev, I hope you take the time to truly marvel at your accomplishments and honor yourself for all the hard work you have put into your high school career. Lev has committed to Duke University for fencing and plans to study anesthesiology or neurosurgery. We're excited to hear of your continued successes and achievements. Congratulations, Lev. Our next student has achieved the top academic honors for the class of 2024. It gives me great pleasure to declare Tyler Sunohara our valedictorian for the class of 2024. You guys can clap. These are some highlights of the outstanding achievements of Tyler. All A's with an unweighted GPA of 4.0, 11 AP classes, but 12 AP exams. He took Spanish 4 with me, but still wanted to take the AP exam. 8 honor classes, AP Scholar with distinction, earning all 4s and 5s. National Honor Society, President this year, Vice President last year. Awards of Excellence in English, Science, World Language, and History. Founding member and senior editor of The Right Way, SVA's first literary magazine. Captain of the varsity golf team. Eagle Scout, Junior Assistant Scoutmaster. National Hispanic Recognition Award, semifinal of the Butcher Scholarship, and over 300 service hours. Tyler's academic leadership, character, and service achievements are remarkable. However, his contributions to the SVA community are hard to summarize in a list of achievements, some of which I didn't even mention. I will miss him as a resource for our students, his endearing leadership, and commitment to our school. Tyler, I hope you recognize your achievements and celebrate your hard work and success. Tyler will attend the University of Colorado to study mechanical engineering and pre-law. We're excited to learn of the wonderful things that you will accomplish there. Congratulations, Tyler.
Hello, Skyview Academy, class of 2024. We did it! Good morning, Skyview students, staff, friends, and families. My name is Tyler Sunohara. I am so proud of us, and I am so glad we are finally here. Graduation. Some of you have been here at Skyview since kindergarten, so I'm sure this is especially impactful for you. I'd like to begin with a story I shared with my Boy Scout troop. I am an Eagle Scout and participated in Boy Scouts for 7 years. In our troop, we concluded our weekly meetings with all of the scouts gathering in a circle to listen to anecdotes or advice to carry out in the next week. One of my favorite Scoutmaster minutes I gave went as follows. Imagine a busy classroom with lots of students, even our graduating class, if that helps. Every student in the class receives a balloon. The teacher then instructs the students to inflate the balloon, write their name on it, and throw it into the hallway. Then the teacher mixes up all of the balloons. A timer starts, and the teacher explains that the students have 5 minutes to find their balloon. Despite a hectic search, no one finds their balloon. At this point, the teacher tells the students to take the first balloon they find and hand it to whose name was written on it. Within 5 minutes, everyone has their balloon. What message can we learn from this event? The teacher explains, these balloons are like happiness. We will never find it if everyone is looking for their own. But if we care about other people's happiness, we'll find ours too. There are numerous positive, productive, and practical benefits to helping others. In the previous story, the students found their happiness because others helped them along the way. The founder of Forbes magazine, Bertie Charles Forbes, says it best. I have faith that the time will eventually come when employees and employers, as well as all of mankind, will realize that they serve themselves best when they serve others most. This concept may be difficult to grasp at this moment, especially as we are all on the brink of making individual decisions that will impact our individual future selves. But when we help others with their issues and try to uplift all, we may discover a solution to our own unique problems and find our own happiness along the way. Thus, I challenge you to help others find their happiness. How can we do this? In AP Psychology, we learned about the in-group versus out-group phenomenon, more commonly known as us versus them. I recently heard a speaker reframe this concept to with and against. In a world with so much division, why don't we try to refocus that energy to work with each other to create more unity? My friends and I, for example, organically developed this type of environment at Skyview. Though we competed against each other in our classes, at the end of the day, we were always there for each other. Yes, there was room for competitiveness and striving for excellence, but that brought us even closer together. Essentially, differences in opinion, diverse perspectives, and healthy competition can create innovation and advancements to achieve a common, unified goal. It does not always have to generate division. So, let's keep working together. We can find out who we are and bring each other happiness along the way. Why try to tear each other down when we can build ourselves up? It is okay for people to have differences and share their opinions, but we should not let it divide us. Instead, let it unite us and bring us closer. As I'm giving this speech, I want to reflect on the team of people who have built me up and helped me find my happiness. Thank you to all my friends whom I met at Skyview. Specifically, I would like to recognize Lev Ermakov and Nikshatra Lande. Would both of you please stand up? Lev, Nikshatra, and I all share the same GPA, so we each represent the top of our class. Although we possess different strengths and talents, we worked equally hard in our studies and, as I previously mentioned, competed in our classes. However, we always encouraged each other, supported each other, and influenced each other to be the best and achieve the success to which we aspired. Thank you guys for driving me to work harder and smarter. Liv and Nakshatra helped me find my balloon, and I hope I helped them find their balloon too. Let's give them another round of applause. You guys can sit down. Of course, there are others on my team throughout my life who have helped me find my balloon. Thank you to my parents who inspire and constantly support me. Mom, thank you for always teaching me to think outside the box and that there's not only one solution to a problem. I appreciate all of your help in editing all of my college and scholarship essays, as well as this speech. Dad, thank you for always being there for me, giving me great advice, and always finding the humor in a situation. We had a lot of fun together in Scouts, and I will forever cherish those memories. Thank you, Taya, my sister, for making me laugh, even at myself, being my greatest advocate, and always having my back. I want to thank my whole family, grandparents, aunts, and extended family for championing everything I'm involved in, including school events, Boy Scouts, and golf. I also want to thank all of our teachers for how much time, energy, and work they've spent on educating us, knowing when to have fun, and helping us not only become better students, but better people. Specifically, I would like to recognize two teachers who had a significant impact on me, Mrs. Noelle West and Mrs. Karen Wilhoy. Their influences has been pivotal across multiple areas of my high school education, significantly enhancing both my proficiency in English and mathematics. In addition, thank you to our administration, aides, staff, and coaches for always looking out for our best interests and standing by us. Though they may come in varying forms and different times of our lives, we are all surrounded by teams of people who build us up, aid us in finding our balloon, and help us discover our happiness. Let's keep it up. It is one skill we can continue to use after graduation, improve upon, and teach others as we go forward. Life is a sport, and we all win as a team. My grandfather coined a phrase years ago that states, ordinary people working on a team can achieve extraordinary things. That is the essence of helping each other find our balloons. In closing, I would like to share some advice from Phil Dunphy on the TV sitcom Modern Family. In case you are unfamiliar with the show, Phil is the well-meaning but oftentimes goofy dad of 3 children who always embraces having a teachable moment. In one of the episodes, he creates a book called Philosophy, which he fills with advice for his kids in the future. He gives the book to his eldest daughter as she heads off to college, and it contains some helpful and funny knowledge. Here are the highlights. The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you just lower your expectations. You can tell a lot about a person by reading his biography. If you love something, set it free, unless it's a tiger. Watch a sunrise at least once a day. My personal favorite, success is 1% inspiration, 98% perspiration, and 2% attention to detail. And finally, when life gives you lemonade, make lemons. Life will be all like, what? Good luck in your future lives and careers, Skyview Hawks. Enjoy making life say what? Thank you and congratulations, class of 2024.
Next, we will have our keynote speaker, Ms. Christy Dove.
Thank you. All right. Welcome, parents, guardians, and guests. Welcome our esteemed board members and DCSD guests. We are so glad that you are here this morning to celebrate these 61 amazing students. And now to the class of 2024. This one's for Logan. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Thank you. I'm not sure how I find myself standing before you, while many others are far more qualified to give a graduation speech sitting amongst us. I want you to know that I may have been tempted for a minute to manipulate the outcome of the nominations, as I'm the one who tallies them. But while trying to be an honorable leader, I chose integrity and stayed with the original results. As I looked at the results, a rush of memories hit me from the many years that we have had together. While I may not be the most qualified candidate, I do believe that we have a special bond formed from the time that we have spent together over the years. I have had the distinct honor and privilege of getting to walk life with you. So I embrace the opportunity of getting to spend a few minutes with you and your loved ones, walking down memory lane and hopefully offering a few words of encouragement and advice. In being a lifelong learner, I did what any good speechwriter would do, and I reached out to Google for some starting points in research. I may have even consulted something called ChatGPT. Ms. Drazik, is it still considered plagiarism if I cite ChatGPT? I jest. This is an original Mrs. Dove speech. While doing a bit of research, it was suggested to me by one of your fourth grade teachers, Mrs. Carey, that I do an interactive speech, maybe to help ensure your full attention. So under each of your chairs, you will find a pen and a bingo sheet with several key phrases and words. The first person to yell bingo will end the speech. I'm just kidding, but you might win a little treat. You were in second grade when I started my Skyview journey, but it was in fourth grade that we truly became friends. Oh, how I loved being your pair that year and getting to know many of you while helping support the fourth grade teachers. Lunchtime and recess were one of my most dreaded, favorite times that I looked forward to each day. No, Logan, you cannot throw your trash away from your seat in the lunchroom. But also, Logan, what a treasured memory when you shaved your head for a dear mutual friend who was battling cancer that year. Do you remember the time when several of the boys found a questionable substance on the 4 southeast corner of the field? Thankfully, Carter was correct. We did not have to flag down the police officer who was helping direct car line traffic regarding broken windshield glass. Speaking of Carter, thank you for being patient with me while I accidentally renamed you Jack for several years. Along the line of renaming students, Mr. and Mrs. Coberly, I may have had to add another syllable to Ty's name the few times I needed to use my mom voice. But no worries, I can still see Ty smiling back at me, knowing full well that his given name was not Tyler, and this became a long-standing joke that has followed him all the way to third period study hall this year. Seeing Kyle, who was a gentle giant even at 10 years old at Mission Hills Summer Camp. Who remembers land sharks? I remember a certain race in which a very talented parent announced the races in a manner that may have emulated a horse race and had us parents keeled over laughing. Sienna, that may or may not have been your father. You were in the 8th grade when the world shut down and my job transitioned to the high school office. You started your high school career uncertain of what the year would hold. What would cohorts look like? Would you see your friends who you hadn't seen in months? Some of you were new to our school. How difficult would it be to make friends when you only attended class 2 days a week? Thankfully, our administrators were able to have the entire school body back to school after a few short weeks. But still, we faced uncertainties with masks, shortened sports seasons, lack of school dances and events, and many quarantines. Some of you completed the year while online learning. I remember meeting Nakshatra for the first time during one of the AP tests in the spring. He had been able to maintain all A's that year while navigating online school. He came to class that day with a kind smile, eager to take his test. Sophomore year was a little better, although we still had to navigate the changing climate of masks or no masks, social distancing, a different norm for social events, homecoming outside on the elementary playground. Yes, please. We still managed to pull off Wish Week, welcome spectators back to sporting events, and our amazing theater department won main stage with the incredible production of Clue. Sienna stepping into character far outside her norm. Addie dying with grace each night. Junior year was the year that we returned to normal, or as close to normal as possible. Well, until the great flood of 2022, in which we lost the gym floors. Even with this major setback, both the boys and girls teams had record-setting seasons. Girls winning districts, boys winning regionals, and making it to the grade 8 for the first time in Skyview's history. You worked with the teachers as the library became the new gym. Finding empty classrooms to host study hall became the new library. You helped student council host an epic Wish Week for a well-deserving friend. Several of you became a security unit and took your job very seriously. And we were able to have a memorable prom and a solid spring sports season. Go girls soccer. Finally, you were able to have a normal senior year. We had so much fun tailgating and having a bonfire during homecoming week. So many memories crammed into this year. From senior sunrise, painting parking spots, one of the best senior lock-ins ever, making Callie feel loved and supported at Wish Week. Oh, hang on, I got you. Who yelled it? All right. Oh, sorry, Sienna. From senior sunrise, painting parking spots, one of the best senior lock-ins ever. Sorry, we already did that. Making Callie feel loved and supported at Wish Week. Athletes qualifying for state. Kyle's buzzer-winning hook shot that secured the basketball team advancement in districts. High School Musical. Prom pictures in a snowstorm. Choir and band concerts, and the list goes on. I got to watch a gang of cowboys become a swim team. Hopefully, who's bingo? Here we go. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Hopefully, the only one that Skyview has. I had the privilege of arguing with a group of future scientists, doctors, and engineers that know they cannot throw Matthew's apple onto the roof. All right, I'm just going to get ready here. Just to throw chocolate. Who's got bingo? Look out. Of arguing that no, they cannot throw Matthew's apple onto the roof of the school, the grass, or the cement, even if he says it's okay. I have since been told that maybe Lev should take a little trip to the roof to retrieve several items. Declan, how about the little physics lesson experienced while backflipping off a wall with a cement road beneath you? Ms. Wilhoit, what's that physics law called? Something about an object in motion will stay in motion until, yeah, we won't talk about how that turned out. Yes, I know your spotters failed you. We won't name names. Disclaimer, this experiment is not recommended. Jesus, get back to class, said with love, of course. And Gabe, a very public apology for somehow giving you the impression that you would be allowed to bring a literal ton of sand into the high school halls. Please accept these sand toys as a token of my apology. Maybe you could build a sand castle. I'm sorry I ruined your senior break. I don't think I need this anymore, but ha-ha! That was a freebie for your bingo. All right, here we go. Everybody. Okay, a quick word to your parents and guardians. My youngest will graduate next year. My middle child graduated last year, and my eldest graduated in 2019. When I say that I have walked this journey with you, I have literally walked this journey with you. I know the hours, worries, prayers, and stress put into this 13-year journey. The second grade family tree project nearly did me in. I didn't realize we only had to go back 2 generations. My child went all the way back to the Mayflower. Pioneer Day, I knocked on my neighbor's door and offered to finish cooking for her if she would sew my daughter's costume that she needed the next day. Senior pants? What are senior pants? Where are we going to find white senior pants or white painter's pants? Gyrie's? When do they close? In 15 minutes? Wait, you have to decorate them and you need them by tomorrow? True story. I actually paid another mom $20 to make my eldest senior pants. And let me tell you, she came through. You have done a great job helping train and guide your students. I know this because I know your students. The class of 2024 is one of the brightest classes that Skyview has had. Many students would have qualified for valedictorian or salutatorian in the years past. While we have some of the brightest students among us, I have also watched them struggle and fight to succeed. I have watched these students push through hard times and come through the other side successfully. They are ready to embark on the next part of this journey. Google said that for a great speech, I should offer words of encouragement and/or advice, such as go and change the world, or you can do anything that you set your mind to. While you may not be able to change the world, you can change your world. And when you change your world, you have the ability to change the world or to change others' worlds as well. And I fully believe that you can do anything you set your mind to. To help you along your journey, my advice to you would be make good choices and find your joy along the way. You will face more challenges and hardships, yes, even harder than Mrs. Wilhoit's class. But as you face adversities, remember, you matter, and always try to find joy. And if you have trouble finding joy, come back and ask Mrs. Dove where she finds her joy, and I will be happy to tell you. So thank you. Class of 2024, thank you for letting me walk life with you. How unique it is to be able to say that I have the pleasure of knowing each one of you. Whether I met you in 4th grade or I met you this year, I am so proud of you and what you have accomplished and what you have overcome. So go change the world. Make good. Oh, I lost my page. The best part. I got it. We're good. So go change the world. Make good choices and find your joy. And take a heart from Mrs. Dove as you go into the real world, as Miss Cameron would say. Congratulations, class of 2024. Woo! Okay, ready? Here we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Any day now, Jesus. Jesus Jose Aguirre Ray Jr. Jackson David Alm. Ison Bardejo Empio. William Wizzy the Kid James Anderson. Victoria Onfosi. Mary Sorella Bilstein. Avery Ryan Bridget. Aww. Declan Coleman Casey. Ty Christopher Coburn. Aiden Thomas Collins. Jacob Andrew Cornella. Kyle Robert Kozart. Caroline Elizabeth Dogleash. Lev Nikolaevich Ermakov. Natalie Nicole Essig. Edison John Fair. Alexander James Pfeifferek. Claire Nicole Francavilla. Sydney Elizabeth Friend. Andrew Timothy Gildahouse. Luna Isabella Gonzalez. Lucas Nathaniel Gregory. Haley Faith Gunderson. Kira Shameen Hyatt. Audrey Grace Heckman. Garrett Hincher. Daniel Yurkov. Zoe Sophia Caston. Caroline Elizabeth Lane. Francesca Carolina Lanz Alvarez. Rosie Lardy Dickens. Jaden Janice LeBlanc. Tanya Layton. Nakshatra Londe. Isabella Alexandra Marchetti. Logan Riley McGrath. Jackson Armstrong Charles Milligan. Matthew Joseph Murphy. Sienna Amelia Ico Negron. Gabriel Marshall Nowak. Hannah Ainsley Oliver. Anna Marie Peterson. Paige Ann Phelps. Maximilian Richard Rowling. Jackson Matthew Rourke. Addison Brianna Ruddy. Frederick Matthew Salazar. Faith Ryan Marlena Samuel. Shane Taylor Son. Grayson Casey Schenk. Carter Benjamin Schmidt. Ethan Matthew Shipley. Tyler Thomas Jack Sunohara. Benjamin Alva Thompson. David Michael Turchek. Mia Gabriella Vigil. Mara Lucia Villahaman. Evan Grant Williams. Zion Titus Corey Wilson Yates. Christopher Baldor Vidkin. Cameron Matthew Wright.
Okay, graduates, I'm going to make a few people nervous and call an audible. Did you hear Miss Worley laugh back there? I thought it'd be good before I do this thing if we took a moment to celebrate all the teachers, the staff, the admin, and your family and friends who have helped you find your balloon. Let's hear it. Okay, please stand. Members of the class of 2024, by the power granted to me as the board president of Skyview Academy and the Douglas County School District, I hereby declare that you, the class of 2024, have successfully completed the academic, service, leadership, and character requirements of Skyview Academy and are officially high school graduates. Congratulations. Move your tassels from right to left. Okay, Max, do your thing.
undefined. I'm just beginning the things in my head, and they unfold. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window. Sing the lyrics and read the words that you could not follow. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Put yourself in what's unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where you both begin. So best to still I return. I break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way.
As our seniors leave the field, please remember to head over to the scoreboard for our class picture. Grab all your stuff, head to the scoreboard. Are you guys ready to dance your way out like we practiced at rehearsals? All right, here we go.
No one else can speak the words on your lips. Put yourself in what's unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where you both begin. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Put yourself in what's unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where you both begin. The words are still return. Something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your